decision structures. A decision structure is just a way for a program to make a decision, just like what we do every day, where it's like, do you want to wear a coat because it's cold outside? Yes or no? That's a decision. Well, we do those as well in programming, and they're called if statements. And we'll talk about those. But first, when dealing with decisions, we have to use what is called the relational operators. So the relational operators is the less than, the greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to, or the equal to. So this is equal to. So those are the relational operators, and they deal with just like what we would think about relationships. So like, are they comparing? That's how it would another word. So to compare two different objects or two different things together, that is what the relational operators do. They deal with comparing. So that's what all of these are about. So we're going to use them just so you can see how they work. So we're going to do a short program that's going to, we're going to get 3 test scores from the user and display their average. And if, it congratulates the user if the average is a high score. So our high score is going to be a constant. So high score equals 95. Now I'm going to, this is my constant. I'll write constant just so you guys know what I'm doing. Constant, and now I want to get 3 test scores. So I'm just going to say now score 1 equals an int. Input test 1. I'm going to just copy and paste these for score 2 and score 3. And now I want the average. So I'm going to say average equals parentheses score 1 plus score 2 plus score 3. And the reason why I put them in parentheses is so it would add all of those first and then divide by 3, because remember PEMDAS. So it uses that. Now, here I'm going to print the average score, and I'm going to say average. So right now it works just like how it used to. So if I get a 90, 95, 100, the average score is a 95. So now we're going to go into deciding if the average is a high score. So how do we do this? I said we were going to use the keyword if. So we're going to say if. Now, if the average is greater than or equal to high score, then, you see the colon there? The colon means then. Press enter. I want to say print congrats. I'm just making it a little easy. So here I'm going to say on our first test we got 100. We did bad on our second test. We got a 58. And then on our last test we got a 65. So the average score is a 74. So, but it doesn't display this because it is not greater than or equal to the 95. So now if I run this again and I run 90, 95, and 100, it comes up and says 95, and it says congrats because the high score was greater than or equal to this. The average was. So if statements are known as control structures and decision structures. This is a single decision structure because it's making one decision. What happens if the person, though, doesn't score a high score? What do we do then? Well, right here, we're going to say else. Else means if this isn't true, then this must be true. So I'm going to say print you need to study better for the tests. So now if I run this, and let's say we got a 90, a 95, and a 100, it just still says congrats because this was false because we didn't need this. But now if I run it and say 100, 58, and a 65, got a 74, now you see the different message. It says you need to study better for the test. So the else means it is a dual alternative, a dual decision structure. So it means that it is deciding between the two which one is true and which one's false. In our next video, we're going to learn about how to compare, instead of just comparing numbers, we're going to compare strings.